Hello everybody, Dr. Blue here. Today I wanted to talk to you about the most recent DLC that's hit Shadow of War, and let's see if I can't get this video out before the new one comes out. But the most recent update upon the time of making this video has been the new online Fight Pits DLC, which added the new feature of having your overlords fight other overlords in the pits in an effort to earn rewards. I took this for a trial run myself initially when it came out, and it turned out really well actually. I swapped out my overlord for a decent army Uruk I didn't care too much about, and he did remarkably well. He actually won every single fight, but before we get to that, I'm going to explain to you how this system works exactly. What will happen is the online pit fights will spawn next to the regular pit fights somewhere in the region, and then when you enter this you'll see a list of pit fights to win. Each pit fight you win grants you training orders. So for the first chest you'll get 1 training order, for the second chest you'll get 2 training orders, and this carries on all the way up to the 5th chest granting 5 training orders. And then for each fight after that you'll gain the 5th chest again and again. I say this because I've seen some people post about how their overlord has made it to 80 pit fights in a row, which is insane. However, you cannot see the opponent before the fight begins. I suppose this is to prevent people gaming the system by customizing the Uruks to their opponent, but you don't even get a visual, so when you're throwing your Uruk into the arena, your overlord, he could go against anybody, and it's a huge risk. Anyway, so you'll go through these pit fights, but these pit fights can only be fought with your overlord, which makes no sense to me. Why only allow the overlord to fight? The most annoying thing to have to replace in the region, as it changes the look and the interaction of the region, and is most likely to be your Uruk that you really don't want to be killed. And that's another thing, if your overlord loses, you'll have to find another one, because that Uruk is then gone and you cannot get him back. Which is a controversial issue because some people believe the Uruks should be allowed to die to enable some kind of risk factor to fighting them. And then some people on the other side believe there shouldn't be a risk factor at all, and your Uruks should be safe in the online modes. I personally believe there shouldn't be the possibility for Uruks to die in online. Not because I don't want there to be risk when attacking, but because no one else is playing these game modes because of that risk. Look at online fort assaults. I've been maybe attacked 3 times, 2 when my fortress was really weak, and once recently when I defeated the attacker. Which you can bet he probably won't be attacking people anymore because he probably lost Uruks during the siege. Take off the fact that your Uruks can die during online, and I guarantee the online will kick to life because it's really fun, but no one wants to take that risk, including me. I've got some of my favourite Uruks that are my strongest Uruks that I'm never going to risk because I don't want to lose them. And it's really annoying trying to find that perfect Uruk and build them back up again. Especially seeing as the people on defense in these online bear no risk at all, so people will just sit there and let their fortresses or their overlords in online pit fights just win the fights. If they lose, they don't lose anything, but if they win, they gain experience. And so with everyone defending, no one's attacking. But anyway, back to the fights. If you win 3 fights with your overlord in a row, he is upgraded to epic. If he wins 5 fights in a row, he becomes legendary, granting him another perk, of course. This is a great way to level up strong Uruks to legendary without those rare training orders that you have to get. And you even get training orders as rewards. Although the training orders aren't really anything special, a lot of them are singular level up orders, and maybe a few other variations of the common rarity as well. There's not many rare or epic training orders as rewards, but they can show up. So with my Uruk Crimp the Mad having won every fight, this flawless berserker became epic and then legendary, and now sits in Cirith Ungol Fortress as my war chief. But this means, outside of your overlord being able to die, this game update is the best we've had so far, in terms of being generous to the players, and I hope that that's a pattern that follows. In addition to this update, we also had some patch notes. Obviously with the whole update being about pit fights, they tried to improve the pit fights themselves, so they shortened the fight timer and increased the damage dealt to make them quicker. And they also made a balance change, resetting cooldowns for beasts and bodyguards when you enter a Nemesis mission. So if you've summoned a Drake out in the world and you start a Nemesis mission, you can go into that Nemesis mission and your Drake will be ready for you to use immediately. There are also a variety of bug fixes, some which are more important than others, and one in particular where they fixed an issue where an Orc could cheat death after a pit fight but could fail to re-enter the army screen. This resulted in, when this update became live, Krosh the Elusive from my playthrough, those of you who have watched it, he finally came back to me. Sure, his face is all metal and everything, but it's good to have him back. However, this did also introduce some bugs. Now when you kill an Uruk in the army screen, they kind of get replaced immediately. If they don't cheat death, they get replaced immediately by an unknown captain, giving them absolutely no time to come back, unless they are determined to come back. There's no kind of dice roll anymore, it's just kind of immediately replaced, also making it very hard to import Uruks from your market into the game. With you killing Uruks and then being immediately replaced, you're never going to have time to put your own Uruks into the game, which is kind of annoying. But that's the only kind of bug I've seen with this update so far. Obviously, we still need Talion's headband back, but that was from a previous update. We're still waiting though, Monolith. Bring the headband back. On Tuesday, which is probably today when this video goes up, we have the Outlaw Tribe DLC and the Grave Walker difficulty update releasing to this game, which I will cover in a couple of days' time and let you guys know if it's worth buying. Anyway, thanks for lending me your eyeballs, Blue Dudes. I'll see you next time.